Hi, everyone. This is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really excited because today I have two super powerful movers and shakers with me who are part of the Champions book project, Mentoring for a Change, which benefits Memories in a Mansion. And before we get started, I want to just welcome our great friend and leader, Diana Aldereguia, and our guest today, who's going to be telling us more about her book chapter, Vismaya Rubin. So with that, Diana, tell me more about Memories in a Mansion and the Champions book project.
I would love to, Tammy. Thank you. Memories in a Mansion is a global leadership academy empowering the lives of over 10 million young women at risk, exiting the foster care system, victims of trafficking and domestic violence. And we're transforming them into strong, compassionate, and self-sufficient leaders. We're taking them off the streets, out of their troubled environments, and into an extended program. Excuse the noise, but the landscapers are outside. I'm sorry. Extended in-house program, which includes training, coaching, and mentoring on self-worth, personal care, hygiene, and so many other things. Business skills, public speaking skills, career planning. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And Champions is a group project, a compilation book of a million, not a million, like a phenomenal group. I don't know where I got a million, of a group of specific phenomenal people with millions of problems that they've overcome and challenges that we all have in our daily lives. Some are bigger than others, but there's still trauma. There's still change that has to occur in order for us to overcome them. And their experiences is that these young women can see that no matter where you are in life, you can make it to where you want.
Well, I do know for a fact that this entire program, Memories in a Mansion, and the Champions book project, it's something that is very much needed. And we've been talking to many of the participants in the program. And I can honestly say that you, Diana, have gathered this group of really powerful people who really can help mentor these young women. And what I've noticed is every single person is in total alignment with your message and your mission. And that brings us to one of our authors today, Vismaya Rubin. And she is, let's just say, full of gratitude. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. I love both of you. I love the work that you do. And it's an honor to be part of this project.
Well, let me read a little bit about you and your Living in Gratitude Today program, because you are, and everybody, if you listen to who Vismaya is, she's a best-selling author, speaker, educator, entrepreneur, and founder of Living in Gratitude Today. After 20 years of teaching at a Miami-Dade high school, she took a leave of absence to focus on the gratitude movement she founded. She learned that when we practice gratitude, we open the door to more happiness, joy, productivity, and stronger connections with the people around us. Now, she's on a mission to share the benefits of a gratitude practice, how to start one, and most importantly, how to maintain it during difficult times. She teaches about gratitude at live events and live webinars all over the United States. And the truth is, if you are on a webinar, you could be anywhere in the world to learn about living in gratitude today. And this is something I find very interesting. Vismaya was a high school teacher in South Florida, and she actually brought this practice of gratitude into the classroom with her students, and she encouraged them to find things to be grateful for every single day. That was part of the homework. And can you imagine being those students with that kind of positive start in life, to get that type of caring and education from your teacher? I just really think that that's really phenomenal. And so the beauty of that is student after student have shared that since they started their lives using that living in gratitude today sentiment, they actually have improved their life. So imagine when you merge living in gratitude today with Memories in a Mansion program. Oh my goodness. So tell me more about the chapter that you wrote.
So the chapter I wrote was about networking. And the idea is, there's an African proverb that says, you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go with others. And it's also kind of an idea of Stephen Covey. It's about synergy. 1+1 is 2, but with the idea of synergy, 1+1 is 3, where we have all of these different ideas combined, and all this beautiful stuff can be created out of nothing. So, with networking, really what happened with living in gratitude today is it started out as kind of a hobby. And because of, participating in different networking events, I've met some of the most incredible people who, what it is today, I never in a million years imagined. So that's what was really great about networking for me, is that I went into places and people were like, oh my God, I love what you're doing. And then ideas would start to blossom and to flourish. And then it would go to the next step, and then the next step, and the next step. And now, people see me around town and they're like, oh my God, they don't remember the name Vismaya, but they go, that's the gratitude gangster. So it's very interesting to see how, through this community of people that I didn't necessarily create, it was different networking groups that I would go to. The idea of living in gratitude today blossomed, and then this concept of gratitude gangsta is now a term that people are embracing versus going, oh my goodness, gangster, I don't want to be part of that, but they're like, gratitude gangsta. So the idea of networking is really to mastermind and to create. It's not like the old idea of grabbing business cards and putting them on your desk and letting them sit there. It's like, really, how can we create and work together and bounce ideas off each other so that everybody's business or organization flourishes and blows up and expands.
It's interesting because you're wearing your gratitude shirt. I don't know that we can actually see it in the video, but one of the things I can tell you about those t-shirts, because I have one in blue and one in red and one in turquoise, whenever I've worn this shirt, people will talk to me, and they may ask me, like, what does that mean? Or they just talk to me, because it's like you have a sign literally emblazoned on your chest saying that I represent the foundations of the divine connection. If you really look at it, what gratitude is, it's a very foundational thing that helps you in all aspects of your life. And I wanted to ask you this because I've always been really curious. Here you were in a situation where you actually were working with young people, working with them every single day as a teacher. Why did you end up leaving teaching? And are you planning on going back to it, or has this exploded to the point where it's developed into something way bigger, which I think it probably may have?
So I officially resigned a couple weeks ago, so I am not going back. There were a couple of things. There's a Steve Harvey quote that I'm always reminded of. It says that, if you want to go great places, you've got to jump. And sometimes you'll get bruises along the way. But if you don't jump, you're going to stay in the same place that you were forever. And part of what I always did as a teacher was I would tell my students, if you have a dream, go for it, live on the edge a little bit and take risks and take chances and do what your heart tells you to do. So for me, if I would have continued staying in the classroom, I would have been a big hypocrite, because my heart was telling me to go do something different, get out of the classroom. I'm not in alignment with some of the things that are happening in schools today. I had 20 years in one school, and I loved my administration. I adored my coworkers. I loved my kids. But as a collective system, it was no longer working for me. So what I realized is that if I don't make a change, I can't ask my kids to make a change. If I'm not willing to do what I'm asking them to do, then what I'm saying is invalid. So that was really it was time for me. It was time for me to do something different. It was time for me to teach in a different way, or a different audience. But I'm a teacher by heart. That's just who I am. I'm an educator. I love to learn. I love to teach. I love to share information. So now I get to do it in a different way.
Well, I know for a fact that you are talking the walk and walking the talk of gratitude. And tell me more about the Living in Gratitude, the movement. And you said it earlier, the gangsta, the gratitude gangsta. That's one thing about you. You have that connection not only to the younger people, but to the older people too. So you're able to bridge the whole gamut of different ages and personalities and genders and different cultural belief systems. I think that's true about you. So what is this Living in Gratitude movement?
So I want to back up for a second. So
Okay.
What is a gratitude gangster? Let's start with that.
Yes.
I struggled for quite a long time, because people said, oh no, Vismaya, gangsters are bad. Gangsters, don't talk about gangsters. But my heart was saying, say gratitude gangster. And I'll tell you, the whole idea of gratitude gangsters was created by my students. We were reading an article on gangs, and I said to them, why, I don't understand why people are in gangs. And they said, well, we're in a gang. And I've learned to listen, like to just be quiet sometimes and listen. And I said, okay, tell me more. We're in the gratitude gang, man. We're gratitude gangsters. We go around and tell people, I love you. I like your hair. I like your shirt. And they kept going on, and we give people hugs, and and it developed. And if I tell you, I sat back and I was almost in tears, because what they had said was something so beautiful. So I embraced gratitude gangster. And a gratitude gangster is a person who is skilled in the art of appreciation, who lives life fully, and who can find magic even in life's challenges. So it gives, a gangster somebody who's willing to do anything to get what they want. Well, a gratitude gangster is a person who's willing to do whatever it takes to stay in that space of gratitude. And why do we want to stay in a space of gratitude? Because it brings us joy. It makes us feel good. It makes us happier. It creates these great relationships with people. So the Living in Gratitude Today movement is really for ordinary people who are sometimes feeling stuck, who are feeling like there's got to be more to life than what's going on right now, who feel overwhelmed by their to-do list, who wake up and go, oh no, they're tired and they're exhausted. And that happens to a lot of people. So the idea with the movement is that I've made it so easy for people to say yes. And the way it works is this: every Sunday I send out an email. And the idea is that with this email, you're going to wake up on Monday morning with this action step, this idea that takes maybe 5 minutes to do, but it gives you a goal that you get to create, so that you're living in this space of gratitude. So that when you wake up, on Monday mornings, I'm Jewish, and we always say oy vey when something's not right. So it turns your oy veys into oh yays, And the idea is that we get to practice these little things that we may already intuitively know, but we sometimes need to be reminded.
I love that. Your oh vey into oh.
My oy veys to oh yays.
That is so cute. So gratitude it's like a buzzword today. Why is that?
The idea of an attitude of gratitude, people are like, oh, we get to choose our happiness. And I think all of that is true. I think what we're learning is there's so much science now behind gratitude, and there's so much science behind positive psychology and what makes us happy and feel good. One of the interesting things one of my favorite things, and I'm kind of sidetracking for a second, is that, You know, Tal Ben-Shahar is a positive psychologist out of Harvard, and he asked people, he said, you know, what are the only two types of people that never experience negative emotion? Any ideas, ladies?
Dead people? I don't know.
Yes, that's one of them. And
I
the
have
other
no
group of people
idea.
that never experience negative emotions are psychopaths. So the idea, you know, for me, that we have to be grateful, I think that we also have to be realistic and realize that we're going to go through life, and life is an ebb and flow, right? And that things are going to happen, and sometimes we're going to get frustrated, and sometimes we're going to get angry, and sometimes we're going to be sad, and that's okay. For me, the idea of gratitude is, how do I tap back in to those moments that bring me joy, that make me feel good, even when life is challenging? And I think that's the blessing, is that when you practice gratitude, and it's become such a, you know, it's not a Pollyanna idea for me. It's not about, oh my God, I wake up and I'm just, you know, in such a great space. It's, I get to create that. You know, I get to create these moments of gratitude. I get to create this space of appreciation. So, you know, I think it's taken, people are starting to hear it more, and they're using it, you know, it's almost like an everyday word that we hear, like gratitude, gratitude, be grateful, be grateful. But really, it's not that people want to be grateful, it's they want what gratitude gives them, right? People don't wake up and going, I want to be more grateful. You want what gratitude gives you, which is that feeling of happiness, that feeling of joy, that ability to tap in. You know, when life is challenging, it's the ability to tap in and see those juicy, beautiful moments, even in the sadness. You know, when my dad was dying, it was because of my gratitude practice that I was able to experience him on those last days in a different way. I was able to cherish the time that I had with him in a different way, and really be present to those conversations that we had, be present to, you know, do I need to say anything that needs to be said? And that was because of my gratitude practice.
Wow, that's just so phenomenal to think about. I mean, it seems so simple, but when you actually, like you said, practice it, and it opens up the doors to really living fully, or more fully. Wow. So if somebody wants to connect with you now, what's the best way to do that?
They can go to livingingratitudetoday.com. And if they want to join the movement, which is only $7 a month, they go to livingingratitudetoday.com/join.
livingingratitudetoday.com/joy. Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank you. So
You're welcome.
Diana, tell me more about the Memories in a Mansion project.
Well, we're having a launch August 1st, and I'm so excited. It happens to be my grandmother's birthday, the same day of the same date of her birth. And speaking of gratitude, she always says que Dios te bendiga, or gracias a Dios, which means may God bless you. That's when someone was leaving, or may oh my God, I just had a,
Like, thank you, God.
yes, or thank you, God. Thanks, you know, thank God for this happening, or for this not happening, or for not being at this moment in time. And I grew up with that. So now I find, after she's gone, after she's, you know, I still miss her dearly. Her lessons are very much ingrained in my heart. And she's present in every moment of my life, because I've learned that during the bad times, okay, what's the lesson? And once I learn it, I'm thankful. I mean, I'm like, okay, thank you. I got it. Now I can move forward and teach this lesson. And during the wonderful moments, I just stand back sometimes, and I'm like, wow, you know, I'm here. I'm involved in this magnificent project with these magnificent people, and I'm making a difference. And even with family, with friends, and just, I go for a walk and I appreciate things. So I want to thank you for spreading this joy all over the world, Miss
Thank you,
Maya.
my friend.
And thank you. And I would love you all to join us on August 1st at Villa Woodbine with Chef Bill Hansen, who will also be interviewed this week. And he's the chef and owns the venue where we're going to have it. And it's a book launch, it's a book signing, it's a fundraiser, and it's telling the world that we're here and that we're ready to go.
Well, it is really exciting, and wow, what an event. Champions book signing, so everybody will get a chance to meet all the different authors.
Correct.
Be able to enjoy great food. And it's Memories in a Mansion, TM on Facebook. TM stands for trademark. MemoriesinAmansion.org is where people can find out more information. So I wanted to come back to you, Vismaya, because I wanted to just give you a chance to kind of like sum up your big message for everyone today. So do you have any like nice summary statement that you might want to make?
Sure. So the idea of, living in gratitude today is just about that. It's like, take it for right now for what it is. And each moment we get to choose whether or not we're going to live in a space of gratitude, or we're going to choose happiness, or what we're going to choose. So pay attention and look for the things that make you smile. Walk around with your eyes open and tap into those things that make you happy, that make you feel good, and write them down. Because the more you write them down, the more you start to tell your brain that they're important and that your brain needs to pay attention and point them out to you. So again, the website is livingingratitudetoday.com/join. We'd love to have you as one of our newest gratitude gangstas. What?
Yeah, what? So, Diana, do you have any thing to just say before I let you go?
Yes. And by the way, I do keep a gratitude journal, and I add 5 things I've done successfully that day. Every night before I go to sleep. That's a daily practice, a nightly practice, I guess you could call it. And my final words are, women are half the world's population, or about, give or take. We have so much that we can add. And I think we're underappreciated. If we help one woman, we help one family and one community at a time. We can make such an impact. If you don't want to help our organization, that's fine, but help someone up. Make that your life's mission, to make this a better world for someone.
Well, that's beautiful, and I absolutely agree. But definitely, you'll want to go check out memoriesinAmansion.org and see what it's all about, because it's something that is really needed in the world today. Mentors creating change to help people, and there is this population of young women who really need that extra support. And then, of course, make sure that you go check out the gratitude, livingingratitudetoday.com /joy, because that sounds like a really great opportunity to get that hand up to start to understand how living in gratitude today can really become part of your life and become that foundation that you're looking for. So remember, memoriesinAmansion.org is the organization that the Champions Book Project is supporting. This is Tammy Patzer. Go make it a beautiful day.